Diagram based, no, drawing diagram, they are taking time. Otherwise, we can manage them very easily. This is about the wall. It's a rough. It's saying, it's telling rough here. The mass of the rod. So let me take the weight. Midpoint. No, it is. There's a friction between the rod and the wall. And the kitten. Let me call the kitten. Kitten of mass. So here I'll give mass M2 symbol. So where it will be? At somewhere here. So let me place the kitten here. At a distance x. How to get the direction of friction? I'll assume it vertically up. Now you have to ask me questions, sir. Why you are putting vertically up? Put this kitten at the midpoint. Then we will balance the weight of the rod and kitten, the friction force. And what should be the, see, it's not like something, sir, I'll write formula, I'll get answer. You have to analyze this problem. I'm making things clear. You got habituated of directly writing some equations and getting answer. But most of the questions here, you're supposed to analyze here. So let's assume that kitten is at the midpoint. At the midpoint of the rod. Tell me like the friction will be equal or magnitude of friction should be same or different. Start the problem like this. Why, sir, you're putting different frictions? So you have to start problem here. But sir, he has not defined, so he will not say anything. As a physics student, you should analyze, then get into the problem. Now let the kitten be at the midpoint of the rod. Then net torque about the midpoint should be zero, no? So therefore, and this distance is how much? L by 2. So net torque should be zero. So the friction at both the ends of the rod must be equal. Now it asks questions, sir, there is no normal contact from where friction. Here it is like a length of the rod. I'll increase the temperature so that the length of the rod will increase. Some compressive stress is generated. Due to that compressive stress, a force will be generated in the rod which will press the walls. And because of that, normal contact is set up. I think some of you might climb between the walls, no? So how you are able to climb? Because you are able to press that. So from where that pressing force will come? From your muscles. Similarly, inside the rod, some stress is set up. Due to the stress, what happens? A normal force will act here. That due to normal force, the friction will come. So let's not bother about that particular thing. In thermal expansion, it will be much easier for you. Okay, clear now? The friction must be equal. Now I'll move the kitten if I move either towards left or towards right. If I displace it left or right, definitely the frictions must be different. Agreed? Or no, sir, still friction must be equal. So if I put equal, any problem? Then what about the net torque about center here? Due to this FL by 2, FL by 2. Equal and opposite. Then O will balance torque due to kitten. Weight of the kitten. Unbalanced, but still equilibrium. So therefore the frictions must be different. Got it, no? Now search for thing, this one. So it's telling if maximum frictional force between an end of the rod and the wall is 20 Newton. So let's write the basic equation. This is the initial background a student must work out here. Let's get into the calculation part. Let's write torque about O. This is A. This is B. Let me call this is P. Torque about any point S. Torque about any point we can take it. So first for vertical equilibrium, summation of Fi should be 0. So F1 plus F2. Let me increase little bit thickness. Minus M1G. So both are 2 is equal to 30 Newton from here. M1, M2 values are substitute, I'll get this one. So call this as equation 1. Let's further next what we have to do here. Now as I move this kitten towards right, tell me like if F2 will increase or decrease? Unless you don't unless this, you can't solve the problem. So let me increase the distance, means I'll move the kitten. Let me define torque about A. Torque due to M1G is a constant. So I think first we have to analyze the situation like this. Torque about A due to F1 will intersect axis of rotation. Any normal contact here that is there, so that will also intersect axis of rotation. So torque due to M1G into AO, that will be a constant. So as the kitten moves towards right, X will increase. So M2G constant, so X. So therefore now what should happen to F2? This distance is constant, so F2 should increase, no? So as the kitten starts moving towards right, F2 will increase. So there's some upper limit for F2. What is that upper limit? It will be 20 here. And that upper limit, when F2 is acting 20 Newton, there is a maximum distance of the kitten from the point 2. So that particular X, what happened, this 20 Newton will put limit here. So I'll straight away I'll go for torque about point A should be 0. Or say no sir, I'll take torque about the midpoint, anything, it's left to you, that one. Torque about A, I took it. Before that, F2 is 30, F2, I'll go for like this. M1G into AO clockwise, M2G into PA or AP clockwise, then F2 into L anti-clockwise. So further this M1G, mass of the rod, this will be 10. 10 into AO is what? 0.5 meter. Negative sign. M2G is 20. What is AP? AP should be equal to 0.5.
Sir, AO is 0.05, sir.
Meters, ma'am. Meters.
Yes, sir, that's what, 0.05 meters.
50 centimeter will be 0.5 meter, no? Okay.
Yes, sir, sorry, sir.
So then F2 into this will be 1 meter. Okay, X and F2 both are unknown, no? What to do now? So as X increases, the permitted, as X increases, F2 will also increase. Then what is the maximum permitted value of F2? F2 is how much? Maximum permitted value of, this should be 20 Newton. Then when F2 tends to F max, then X will become X max there. Then substitute here, no? So the equation will be, this will be minus 5, 20, 0.5 plus X max plus 20 equal to 0. Solve for this, you'll get expression for X max here. 0.25 meter, what you'll get it from the midpoint. Either side 0.25 meter from the midpoint of the rod. What happens as long as the ketten is there between O and between the midpoint and 0.25 meter, means within this system will be in equilibrium. If the ketten moves more than 0.25 meter from midpoint here, so what will happen to it? It is going to, the rod is going to tilt. The friction will not be sufficient to hold it. Come for next one. Yeah. I'll read the question. That it's not a sphere, it's a cylinder. The cylinder touches the planks at a distance eta equals 0.25 meters length of the plank from the